Hey, what is up everyone? This is PvT-Mitten's and I'm going to be doing my thoughts on the whole loot box thing going on at the moment. Um, it's going to be my opinion, so don't get too salty. Let us begin. Now you're going to see me opening up a few loot boxes from Overwatch here and some Call of Duty ones. The Call of Duty ones just triggered me big time. You'll see in a minute why. But this is the premise of the loot boxes. What you're seeing on screen is you're essentially opening up a box and you're gambling. Let's be honest, that's what it is. You're gambling to try and get a certain skin you may want, or weapon, or whatever's in the game that you're playing. Now, Overwatch used to have duplicates. I'm not too sure if it still does. I don't know because I haven't played Overwatch as much anymore, and I haven't unlocked as much as others would. So I'm not too sure on that, so if it still has duplicates, you know, let me know. If not, whatever. But as you can see, opened up all them and got absolute shit. So yeah. So now let's get to Call of Duty. I open up a loot box here, falling from the sky, because why not? As you can see, I got 3 grips for the gun. Whoop-de-fucking-do, right? Now this is where it gets funny. Now I get 2 duplicates, but keep an eye out on the left calling card. Right, now open another one. I get the same fucking calling card, one after the other. What a load of bullshit there. Now I open up a zombies one here, which, if anyone knows how this goes, please explain to me, because I have no idea. But the right card seems to switch the entire earnings of the box, right? Now I open another one here. Now watch the middle card. It's a weapon. But then, boom. I get utter shit. So yeah, I believe the card resets the box itself. So, fuck that. But anyway, my actual thoughts on it. Now, Valve did this first with Team Fortress and Counter-Strike. And let's be honest, the craze took off with Overwatch. And every game nowadays seems to, well, not every game, but all the big AAA games seem to want to do it now. And the recent game that has done it has been Star Wars Battlefront 2, where it's taken the bullshit to a whole nother level, where you can earn, you know, equipment for the squad or in-game stuff that should be in the game as progressive, not where it breaks the multiplayer and essentially becomes a, you know, a pay-to-win game. So, the CEO, or the big boss of Take-Two Interactive, just came out with a statement saying that he wants all Take-Two games from now on, or anything to do with the company, to have loot boxes in it. So, that means Red Dead Redemption 2, that'll mean Grand Theft Auto 6, or any Rockstar game in the future. That'll also mean 2K's games, as in Borderlands 3. Now, I'm not really into Borderlands, but I know a lot of people that are into Borderlands, so yeah, there's that. That'll also be, you know, the likes of, if there's another Bioshock, you know, stuff like that there. But that's Take-Two. Now, Microsoft does this with all their big exclusives. You got Gears of War, Halo, Forza 7 has done it, which Forza got a lot of backlash for it. But where's this going to go? I mean, you've got, you know, Last of Us 2 coming out, God of War. Will they have it, or have some sort of loot box feature in it? Like, Last of Us may have it for multiplayer. God of War might or might not. I can't see it having it, but Last of Us is, yeah, it might have it. Now, what I think they should do is essentially put an age restriction that up the game if it's got any sort of gambling in it, because let's be honest, loot boxes are gambling. But then developers won't, because they want to have the game as small, you know, age restriction as low as they can, so they can sell the game to as much as, you know, to as much people as possible. Also, I think the games should also, games that have any sort of loot boxes in it, should have a form of, you know, a display on the case saying, you know, gambling, you know, form of gambling involved. You know, like other games do this, and for some reason every loot box game does not have this written on it, because loot box is gambling, and if you say otherwise, you need to go and look at the definition of gambling. It's essentially psychological gambling, where you dangle a carrot in front of someone, they're going to want what's being dangled in front of them. Like a little story here, just real quick. A friend of mine, I was talking to him today, and he was telling me that when he was playing Warframe a while ago, he stopped playing it. I've never played Warframe, but it took a long time to get a certain weapon. I believe it was a weapon, but it took him a while to get the weapon, right? Now, a friend of ours that also played with him put a lot more hours into the game, but did not have this weapon that the other one recently just unlocked. Now, he said to him, oh, look at the weapon I got, took me ages. And the other one goes, oh, that is cool. So, I believe it may have been the next day or a few days later, they played Warframe again. And it turns out the one that didn't have the weapon had the weapon. And the other one goes, how'd you get that so quickly? Well, it turns out he bought the weapon. Now, yes, I know that's not loot boxing, because I don't think Warframe has loot boxing. I think you can actually buy what you're after with real money. But it's the same thing. It's psychological, where because he saw this weapon that his mate had that he did not have, he wanted it. And loot boxes do the same, whether it be FIFA with the players or Call of Duty World War II with the weapons, or Overwatch with a skin. They're going to see what other players have, and they're going to think, oh, that's cool, I want that. And they're going to be enticed to go and buy a loot box to try and get it. If they don't get it, they buy another one, and then another, and then another, until you don't realize that you've put $30 or more into all these loot boxes, and you're thinking, hold on, I just put so much into this just to get a digital skin, a digital weapon, that kind of shit. This could also be comparable to, say, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card games, where you're buying a pack of cards, and you get all these cards, and you get the chance of getting, say, a really rare card in the set. But there's one difference between the two of those, is with the cards, they're actually physical. You're keeping these cards forever. Whereas in the game, it's digital. Yes, it may be cosmetic in some games, that's fine. But with games like Battlefront, where, as I stated, it actually changes the game's multiplayer. I mean, there's been instances where apparently people have gone Darth Maul and completely annihilated the opposing team because of how broken he is, and because of how early they got the character, as opposed to other players that have only just started, that kind of thing. But that's the story of the Warframe thing. That's examples of psychological, what they're trying to do. Now, this needs to stop, because if it doesn't, we're going to need another game crash. And I know that's not a very nice thing to say, but you've got to understand, I've been playing games ever since the Sega Mega Drive or /Genesis, depending on whereabouts you live, whatever you want to call it. I call it the Mega Drive. I've been gaming since the Sega Mega Drive, and to see the way gaming has become, season passes, bit pissed off, I can deal with them. Day one DLC doesn't bother me because I don't buy it, that kind of thing. And yes, the argument is I don't buy loot boxes. I can proudly say to you that I've never bought any loot boxes in any game that I've played that has a loot box. Now, that is a pretty stupid thing to say when you think about it, but that is essentially what we have, gaming has come to, and we've all just realized, hold on, this is getting out of hand, which it is, because apparently gamers are speaking up about this. Now, they need to stop this. I think we need a crash just to really sort this out. I know it's not fair to say, especially compared to, say, like, other developers that don't do this and don't deserve to be wiped out because of other developers' greediness and bullshit. Like, for example, say what you want about Capcom and Sega recently. I will give credit where credit is due. Both those developers have not done loot boxes, as far as I'm aware. and I'm just thankful they haven't done it. And please don't put it into their games. Don't make me contradict what I've just said. But yeah, if Rockstar has to do this with Red Dead Redemption, that, you know, as I said, Last of Us 2 might have this, you know, other big titles might have it, and this can all be blamed on Valve and Blizzard. They were the ones. Valve did it first, and Blizzard took, you know, sent it into the stratosphere that it is today. So those two are to blame for a majority of it, while the other developers are to blame because they're still doing it, and doing it in really sneaky ways. I mean, some developers are worse than others, like say 2K with the NBA games, or EA with Battlefront. It's not as bad as, say, you know, Overwatch and Modern Warfare 2, but they're still World War 2, sorry, but they're still bad and need to be sorted out. Because as I said before, it's not physical gambling, even though you can actually spend your own money on loot boxes. I think it's like 50 loot boxes in Overwatch for $100 Australian. So yeah, but it's psychological. As I said before, it's dangling a carrot in front of you to try and get you to buy this, whatever it is, and, you know, to look cool. And it needs to stop, because if it doesn't stop, as I said, we're going to see really bad things happening to gaming, and I don't want to see it. It's my favorite hobby, of course, but if gaming keeps going the way it is, and a lot of my friends agree with this, I'll go back to my old consoles, but I will take a break from buying any brand new console or games, because why should I be lied to when all these developers say, oh, loot boxes aren't gambling, when they clearly are? And for the for the lead designer of Overwatch to turn around and say that, you know, oh, Blizzard should, you know, our team should be, you know, excluded from this whole controversy. Get fucked. Seriously. You caused this with Overwatch. Yes, you weren't the first to do it. As I said before, it was Valve. But Overwatch's popularity, if it wasn't for Overwatch, I highly, highly disagree that Call of Duty World War 2 would have it, that Battlefront would have it. Hell, Battlefield 1 probably wouldn't have even had it. But, yeah, that's really it. I do not want to see more loot boxes in my favorite games. Like, I believe Capcom has stated that there's going to be no loot boxes in Monster Hunter for the PS4. If they don't, well done, Capcom, and I will continue to buy your games day one for doing that. But that brings me to the final thing. Don't buy any games day one with loot boxes, guys. I'm refusing to buy Need for Speed Payback. Need for Speed Payback. That's two Need for Speeds there. Need for Speed Payback. Shadows of War, or Lords of War, whatever the new Lord of the Rings game is. Forza 7. I refuse to buy Battlefront 2 because of, you know, loot boxes taking center stage to these games when they should not be in these games. Sorry about that, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is there should be no loot boxes in any video games whatsoever, whether it be a AAA game, an indie game, or whatever, right? To unlock an extra skin, weapon, calling card, whatever the game is trying to flog to you, it should be earned the old-fashioned way. Progression in the game, certain amount of kills, do this, play the game for a certain amount of hours, use this or whatnot. That's what the game should be doing. The old-fashioned way of playing games. And unfortunately, we're not going to see this. I honestly believe that we're going to see really dark times for gaming soon. And that's why I've said that I think we need a crash. I know it's not nice to say. I've said this twice now. But we really need to stop having gaming the way it is, because it's going to really fuck the industry up for us. But unfortunately, there's too many casuals to contradict what I've just said there. They'll keep buying. But anyhow, what I'm trying to say is, do not buy any game by these developers or any game with loot boxes day one anymore. Buy them pre-owned, so you don't give any money to the developer or the publisher, because that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this little rant video. Sorry that it went for a bit too long, and yeah, that's really all I wanted to say, guys. This is PvT-Mitten's. Hope you guys enjoyed my video, and take care, guys. See you later. Bye.